Welcome everybody to the Bluegrass Iracing Xfinity Series. We are wrapping up practice at the moment. 39 seconds until qualifying for our 17 drivers tonight to run around the streets of Chicago. Expecting it to be a very fun race. Right now the track temp 82 degrees. Very cool so far here. See these drivers really be able to put it to the test. Take a look at our race info. We'll take a look at this in a little bit, but you can see temperature 74 degrees, 84 degree track temp. It'll be a very awesome race here in the streets of Chicago. A few drivers putting in their last few seconds of practice. Now it is time for qualifying tonight. Hope everyone has had a great night, and thank you all for tuning into the Bluegrass Iracing Xfinity Series. Make sure that y'all shout out your favorite driver. As a former driver, we always go back and watch these races, including the live chat. Make sure you show some support for your favorite drivers out here tonight. First driver out on track, Matt Grenier. 15 machine. Nick Haysha looks like he's coming out on track. David Farmer out on track as well. Alex Penn out on track. One of the favorites for this race. Justin Ray also out. So we're going to go on board here with Alex Penn. And you'll really be able to see what they're going to be driving around tonight. Very hard to get the throttle down, especially in these Xfinity cars. Not going to be as easy to really get the throttle down off the corners. You can see how early he's braking, but this is mainly just to save those rear tires. Make sure they're all cleaned up before they take the green. You can see they're going to go around. That is the downhill corner right there, and then they're going to go into this half circle, semicircle as you call it. And they're going to go into the last two right-hand corners of the track. You can see them warming up the tires, making sure that they're ready to go. Alex Penn, last week's winner at Mid-Ohio. 2 road courses in a row here in the middle of the season. You can see he's going to take the green flag. We're going to go into a hard left-hand corner here. Very tight off for how much speed that you have on the front stretch. Really want to use as much of the track up as you can. Going to pop it up here in the second gear. Another kind of looser corner. And there's so many bumps on this track that when you hit the bumps, it really just kind of throws the car around, and it really don't like it. Really upsets the balance of the car. You got to let off early here. A fast right-hand corner that you want to carry as much speed as you can through. You have 2 right-hand corners. This is where you got to keep as much speed off the corner as you can. You're going to see into turn 6. A very difficult corner again, just like going into turn 1. Long straightaways. And then we're going to go downhill here. This right-hand corner. You see him get very loose there. That's just how it is off the corner. It's so bumpy, and you can see all the bumps that he's hitting, really upsetting the car. Alex Penn going around the semicircle. Gonna drop it into gear. Gonna go in the last 2 right-hand corners of the track. A lot of drivers out on track too. Jim Ott's out on track. This Lyons looks like he might have had an issue already. Matt Grenier looking like he's going into those last 2 parts of the track. Adam Lancaster going through the semicircle. Alex Penn, top of the board. 129.45 for Alex Penn. He's going to be one guy that we'll be watching tonight. Mike Kostek is going to move into that second place. He ran second to Alex Penn last week at Mid-Ohio with a 130.6. David Farmer, 130.6 as well. Just barely off of Mike Kostek. See here David Farmer make a little bit of contact there with the wall. Justin Ray puts in a 132.2. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate all the company here as we get to watch our drivers race in the Xfinity Series tonight. It's going to be a good one. We love the streets of Chicago. A very, very awesome track, I think. Personally changes it up, puts us in the kind of the street course. But we'll be back at an oval next week. I believe we'll be back at Richmond in Iowa the next 2 weeks after this. Charlene, Radburn, see y'all out there. Parrish, Lisa, always good to see y'all. Daniel Cunningham out on track right now in the 08. Really see how slowed down he gets. 47 miles an hour through the second to last corner. See him go here into the last corner. 50 miles an hour. And then watch how much speed he gains going down this front stretch. He's going to get over 115 miles an hour. 123, and then he has to slam the brakes very hard to get this car to turn. Daniel Cunningham's going to put that car in 5th. Justin Ray right now in 8th. Tony Iverson 8th, that is. Justin Ray in 7th. Adam Lancaster out on track. Looks like he's been putting in a few laps. It looked like he was vacant for practice, so his first lap's kind of the race. See him going to put this lap in right now. Looked like he might have had some wall contact, but that's going to put him P9 with a 135 flat. Lucas Lyons also out on track. And tonight, for this race here at Chicago, so for this race, it's going to be a 40-lap race. It looks like we have our stage break on lap 16. So our stage break is more of not a stage break. It's just going to be kind of an intermission period of where once the drivers hit the line, the top 10 are frozen and they're given points. They're stage points, just like they are in any other given race. Those points will go towards you. Matt Grenier is going to move up into that 7th position. Looks like he puts down a 132.2. Yeah, they will get their stage points at lap 16, and then we'll race on to lap 43. Sets of tires for everyone here. So you have 1 and then the 2 that you'll probably take on your 2 pit stops. Probably looking to pit around around lap 15-ish. 40 laps, so probably in the middle of that, maybe like 13, 13, and 13. So you'll see drivers go in probably at around lap 13. Like Tony Iverson's still on track, getting in some last-minute practice, including Nick Haysha. Nick Haysha actually moves up into that 8th place, a 1:33.8 is actually a very decent time for that 28 machine. Tony Iverson, the only driver on track right now. Looks like he's just getting a few extra practice laps in. It's 2.5 minutes left of qualifying for our 17 drivers tonight. Remember last week, Alex Penn really was able to dominate Mid-Ohio at that one by over 40 seconds. You're looking to see if Alex Penn can do the same thing here this week. Alex Penn, our points leader right now, has almost 20 points right now on James Allen. 2nd place, David Farmer 3rd in points. Jim Ott 4th, and Daniel Cunningham in 5th in points. Adam Lancaster 6th. Mike Kostek is 7th in points. Tony Iverson 8th. Justin Ray 9th. And Matt Grenier right now is 10th in points. These drivers have a lot on the line this race. So Tony Iverson getting his last few laps in, last few minutes. And qualifying is a great time to go in and just kind of run a few laps, and that's exactly what Tony's doing. Always want to stay warmed up. You can really see the difference of kind of braking control compared to him and Alex Penn. Alex Penn really was able to drive it into the corners and able to hold it straight under braking. And you see Tony Iverson's wheel really moving around under braking. And really the main thing I would say is this reason is that maybe it's just the way that Tony Iverson has his brake bias. It could be that his brake bias is a little bit different than Alex Penn, causing the car to maybe either lock up more or not lock up enough. See him really kind of get loose off the corners. Not able to roll the center as good as Alex Penn, but Tony Iverson has learned a lot this season, and he's looking to learn a lot more. So he's doing a good job, though, in points, in top 10 in points this year, which he will tell you that is a massive increase of where he was last season. So we'll see what Tony Iverson can do tonight. Tony Iverson's going to pull it off track. And it looks like this is going to be our starting lineup tonight as every driver is off the track. So as qualifying ends here, Alex Penn's going to be on pole tonight. Ran a pretty good lap time. 1 second left, and that is over for qualifying. We'll go ahead, take a look at our grid. We'll go ahead and do our grid walk for tonight. Our drivers get ready to line up and get ready to race here at Chicago. Alex Penn's going to be starting on the pole tonight. Mike Kostek is going to be in that second position. David Farmer third. Justin Ray fourth. Jim Ott fifth. Daniel Cunningham sixth. Matt Grenier is going to be 7th tonight. 8th is going to be Nick Haysha. Lucas Lyons 9th, and Tony Iverson is going to qualify in that 10th position. Adam Lancaster, P11. Jonathan Schwartz, P12. Jimmy Allen, P13. Sean Kostritza starting 14th tonight. 15th tonight's going to go to Vince Speed. 16th, Brian Terry. Tyler Johnson's going to be in that 17th position. Michael Cole, 18th. And Peyton Hubbard rounding out our field tonight. That will be start here. And again, we kind of looked at the race info earlier. Our track temp was at 83 degrees ish, and that's where it still is, around that area. 82 degrees, 73 degrees outside, 2-mile wind, a little bit partly cloudy out here in Chicago for tonight's race. There should be some pretty good grip out on track. We're in Chicago, 2.12 miles this track is. Very excited for this race as we have a very stacked field for tonight, I would say, road course wise. A lot of these drivers very good at road courses, and even for those who are not as good as road courses, they show up and they race these every single week. They really enjoy it. Got a few drivers to watch out for tonight. Definitely watch that 30 car of Alex Penn, who's starting on pole tonight. He's been very fast. Last week he dominated Mid-Ohio, won by over 40 seconds. Mike Kostek will also be another driver. Finished second last week. One of our very own Cup drivers, Jonathan Schwartz, is in this race. He also really tends to like road courses. He's going to be starting P12. He'll have a lot of work on his hand to make it that car get up to the front, but nevertheless, thank you again for everyone for joining in. Make sure that y'all hit the thumbs up button. Does a lot for our community, helps us grow as a channel. Here in the beautiful city of Chicago. See all the fans, the scoreboards, and the buildings all take up the backdrop scenery here. Cars rolling down into turn 4 and 5. This will be our last yellow flag-ish before the end of the race. If you are just tuning in here, tonight our stage break is going to be a lap 16 out of these 40 laps. But it's not really a break. It's more of once you hit that mark, the field's going to be frozen points-wise, and our top 10 drivers will receive stage points. Our stage winner will also get a playoff point. And it is just very fun to run. I did a lot of practice on the sim this week just to see what the drivers would feel. I did practice in all 3 series, the Cup, Xfinity, and Truck series, and no matter which car, this track is super fun. Very bumpy, not a lot of grip throughout the track compared to racing tracks that you go to. These street courses, that pavement that has been run on by road cars, millions of road cars, you know, every single day, almost every single second of the day. You bring race cars to this track, it definitely makes it very fun. Just kind of sliding around everywhere, but that's all what racing is about. And the driver that's able to minimize their mistakes will win this race. See a lot of the drivers having to go really slow through this corner, especially 2x2. And that's another thing that's really hard at this track. It is very hard to pass here. It's very hard to stay too wide. And you can see under just basic pacing, these drivers are very tight through the corners. Here's the second to last corner. Then we'll be going into our last corner here. All the drivers getting ready, going down. Pace car is going to speed up and go off. And this is it. Alex Pinn's going to make his way into that restart zone. And there's the green flag. Green flag is out here in the streets of Chicago. Alex Pinn with a good start. Mike Kostek to his outside. Right behind them, look at David Farmer. David Farmer throws it in for second. See, we get through the first corner, no incidents. Very good job for this group of cars. One car looks like he might be around. That's Nick Haysha. Haysha already around. We'll take a look at maybe what happened here. Looks like maybe he's going to hit those bumps, and yeah, it just goes right around on him. Nick Haysha already with nose damage, not the way you want to start off this race. So I know it kind of looks, a little bit silly, but you really have your hands full under braking. And basically what happened there is Nick Haysha just kind of overdrove the entry a little bit, and he was trying to hold the brake down to stop the car. But what happens if you do that too much, you lock up the front wheels, and the rear end tires are still trying to move. So it basically just spins the car out. And the second he moved that wheel a little bit to the right, the car went right around on him. But see Alex Pinn right now out with a pretty solid lead to start this race over Mike Kostek. You still see David Farmer, Jim Ott, Justin Ray. Ooh, and a little bit of contact there. Well, that was Alex Pinn or Mike Kostek, but those drivers looked like they had maybe scraped the wall a little bit. It looks like that's that 8 machine of Mike Kostek. He maybe and Justin Ray goes around and saves it. Maybe a tiny bit of contact there off the wall. Looks like he maybe just gassed it up a little bit too much. Car kind of went around on him there. Justin Ray goes around, but nevertheless keeps it going. There's a few positions out of that deal. And it looks like Jim Ott may have had an issue there. Front end damage. Take a look and see what happened here. Jim Ott maybe looks like he gets loose here. Oh, and he's already loose on entry, and he hits that inside wall. It's the left side wall. That's going to be some pretty bad damage for that car. Michael Cole looks like he went around off of turn 1, but keeps it going. Looks like he didn't hit anything. Been speed around, and this is not a good part of the track to be around in. And oh yeah, you can see he has to wait. Now he's going to have to try to gas it around. Get there before Michael Cole comes up to him, but he will be able to do it. So Ben speed around. That's turn 4 and 5. Alex Pinn still out front. Driver with an issue. And Tony Iverson. It's like Tony Iverson is around, and yeah, he is. Maybe what happened here to Tony Iverson. Looks like maybe he's going to get loose here. This is turn 6. You can see just very bumpy. The car just kind of goes around on him. And oh, Sean Kostritza does a great job of avoiding as much as he could. Maybe Sean Kostritza gets a little bit of damage there, but the car's still going. A lot of battles going on the track right now. David Farmer out here right now in that P3. Alex Pinn with a 2-second lead already over Mike Kostek. Jonathan Schwartz making his way up through the field, up 4 positions. Our biggest mover, though, James Allen, up 7 positions into that 6th place spot. You can already see he has a little bit of right side damage. Ray tags a little wall right there. So definitely a little bit of damage there. Not sure if maybe that's from hitting the wall or hitting another car, but it looks like he has damage on both sides of that car. But nevertheless, up 7 positions in P6 right now. Jason Jim Ott. Another car around. That's Michael Cole. It is, I believe, off of turn 1. Maybe he had spun around. You can see the rest of the cars in the backdrop. Daniel Cunningham right now moves up into that 4th place position. Takes over 4th place. Daniel Cunningham, a great race last night in the Truck Series. Showing his speed tonight here again in Chicago. Alex Penn still out front. Mike Kostek 2.5 seconds back. We'll say the leaders are not too far off. Last lap, Alex Penn was about a second better than Mike Kostek. Another car with some damage here, Tyler Johnson. Take a look and see what happened to his machine. Maybe tags the inside. No, just overdrives it. Ooh. Big hit on that left side. You can already see Nick Hacia with the modified. Great way to start your race. Adam Lancaster up 2 positions already in that 9th place position. Brian Terry around. That's off of turn 1. Looks like he may have gotten loose. I don't see any damage on the left side of that car. So yeah, Brian Terry probably just got loose. Nosed it into that left side wall. The 13 machine. Jonathan Schwartz up 6 positions right now. Into 6th. Guys already about 17 seconds behind the leaders. And speed goes around again in turn 4. And oh man, this is not good for either driver, but Brian Terry is going to be patient and let him get around. Already back a little bit, so they might as well just let each other get fixed up. And Alex Penn still our leader. Lap 5, led every single lap so far. Has a 3-second gap now over Mike Kostek. Mike Kostek, and then David Farmer just in the background. We got a battle here brewing for 5th place. Jonathan Schwartz loves these road courses. I've done a lot of road course races against Schwartz, and he's very good at these, so definitely be watching that 33 machine that he has on his car, so. We go into 4 and 5 here. Schwartz all over the back of James Allen. A momentum corner here. And you can see that James Allen is going to get a little bit loose there, and he's actually just going to go ahead and let Schwartz by. No, they are side by side. It looked like he was maybe trying to gain position. Nope, Schwartz gets by. Going into turn 6. And Matt Grenier. Justin Ray's working on Matt Grenier here. See Justin Ray able to get into that corner and out of it. That's the battle for 10th place. Saw Justin Ray go around earlier off the final corner. See, a lot of drivers tend to hit that inside wall right there because, again, you want to stay as close to the wall as you can. And we've seen a handful of drivers on that downhill corner hit that inside wall. Again, Justin Ray all over that inside wall, really using it to help himself turn. But Tyler Johnson around, and a lot of damage on that car. It's like Brian Terry also. And this looks like maybe what happens here is that he's going to turn into this corner, and that car is going to come around. And he's going to slow down and overdrives it. And then maybe, yeah, he's going to get some help there from Nick Hacia. But really nowhere to go for Nick Hacia there. And Brian Terry might have also gotten a little bit of damage there for a second, but nevertheless keeps it going. Jonathan Schwartz actually gets around Daniel Cunningham, so I'm not sure if maybe Daniel Cunningham had a moment. Daniel Cunningham was pretty far ahead of him. We'll see here. Schwartz actually just kind of worked his way up to him and around him, it looks like. What happened? Schwartz just very quick right now. Daniel Cunningham still in 5th place. Doing a great job tonight. See James Allen in 6th place. Iverson running 14th right now. After that early spin, looking to make his way up a few positions. So Alex Penn all out front. There you see Mike Kostek about 3 seconds back. Running just a very little bit off of Alex Penn. Not too far off. Last lap 2/10. Mike Kostek looking to maybe try to make this a race, but he knows how good Alex Penn is when it comes to road courses. Last week, Mid-Ohio. Our top 3 guys the entire race were Alex Penn, Kostek, and Farmer. But it looks like right now, Jonathan Schwartz was actually the fastest driver last time by. See Alex Penn, just like a lot of other drivers, really using as much of the track as they can. There maybe was an issue here, if maybe they just blinked out. Let's take a look here in a second. Oh, yeah, we did have an incident here. Adam Lancaster is going to overdrive that first corner hard. And Jonathan Schwartz may have looked like he might have just had some hard contact into the wall. And he did. This is turn 6 right there. Schwartz has made his way up pretty far, but that right there is going to really hurt that car. That is the last thing that you really want. It looked like also Ben Speed might have had an issue and now is in pit lane. The Adam Lancaster and Justin Ray both did damage, and then Jonathan Schwartz also. Adam Lancaster still on track though right now in 11th. Same thing with Justin Ray in the wall. And you see that really took a toll off of Justin Ray's car when he got into Adam Lancaster. I think Adam just overdrove the corner, tried getting to slow down and nose it in the wall, and Justin Ray was right behind him. That's what they could do. And Ben Speed now coming out of the pit lane. Alex Penn still out front though. A lot of drivers here still battling for positions. David Farmer here get around Michael Cole. Michael Cole, our first car 1 lap down. David Farmer right now just kind of all by himself in this 3rd spot. He's got 10 seconds back and 7 seconds in front of him. A very solid job tonight starting off, and you see Jonathan Schwartz trying to make his way back up after hitting the wall pretty good. Right side of that car is pretty heavily damaged, and not what you want here. Daniel Cunningham's car, though, looks relatively clean. Looks like he's had a good start to this race. James Allen, Jim Ott. Lucas Lyons driving that 25 machine. Has a lot of damage on that 25. Justin Ray doesn't even have a nose on his car. Adam Lancaster, Sean Kastritza had one little incident where he had to get into the wall to miss a car, but other than that car looks very clean. Good job for Sean, and I'd up 2 positions right now on 12. Nick Haisha right behind him. Tony Iverson looks like he also may have had another issue too a little bit ago while we were looking at the other incidents. Tyler Johnson, Brian Terry, and Michael Cole. Alex Penn right now looking to put Brian Terry a lap down. We go on board here. Watching Alex Penn, as Alex Penn is just so good through the corners. And you can see that he just has so much control of the car in the corners, which is, a lot of people, their wheels are moving everywhere trying to get into the corners because there's so many bumps. He does a great job. He also does a great job at saving his rear tires, which is definitely a big problem here. And that's what a lot of drivers seem to do early, is use up their stuff. But Alex Penn has a pretty good amount of both saving and quickness. See him here go on the left side of Brian Terry into turn 4. We'll stay about 60 miles an hour, gets really close to that wall, but just maximizing the speed. Again, you're going to get over 130 miles an hour here. This right here is James Allen and Jim Ott. There's an issue here. Brian Terry also around there in front of our second place driver. Actually looks like he might make some contact. Oh, and Jim Ott, heavy damage on the front of that car. We'll take a look and see what happens here. And right there, looks like maybe James Allen is going to overshoot the corner. He actually just gets loose. Oh, just going to clip the 4. Heavy damage for Jim Ott. Going back here to Alex Penn. Team hit the start finish line. Right now, first place by 5 seconds. David Farmer, actually our fastest car last time by, so David Farmer about 3/10 quicker. Jim Ott with that incident falls back to 10th place. And you can see Alex Penn just very smooth. Little to no movement, which is pretty insane. We'll see him he moves the wheel a little bit, but a lot easier than a lot of people have been holding it. This is Adam Lancaster. Looks like that is in turn 1. Again, he's already done this once. This is the second time, and that's a big hit. Big hit. And Daniel Cunningham into the barriers. It's turn 6. It's like he might have just nosed into it a tiny bit, but he's going to keep it going. Little to no damage on that 08 machine, so it looks like he just kind of overshot it. Matt Grenier right now in 9th place. Ooh, you see Jim Ott hit the wall behind him. Matt Grenier looking to go get Justin Ray for 8th place right now. That 15 machine looks pretty good. Oh, man, Jim Ott. Another big hit. And this is just suddenly getting a little bit worse as you see him get into the corner, overshoots it. That's a big hit. Already a race to forget now for Jim Ott. You can see Alex Penn coming up. Try to put Tyler Johnson a lap down. I was going to go over to that right side. Not going to give it to him easy, though. No, he got loose. Dude, Tyler Johnson almost gets into him there. And Jim Ott, again, having an issue. And Jim Ott calls it a night. So much damage on that 4 machine. He looked just to really struggle with anything there. And he decides that it's enough. Not going to waste my time. Justin Ray is going to get around Lucas Lyons for 7th place. Lap 12 out of 40, so we'll be looking for these drivers to maybe pit here soon. Oh, Tyler Johnson's around. Oh, Mike Kostek slammed the brakes there. He obviously did not like that, but that was going to be close. Tyler does a great job, though, of not coming up the track. Mike Kostek, though, back 7 seconds. Alex Penn. And this is where Alex Penn was very fast in our last week. And Tony Iverson, for the 3rd time tonight, is around in turn 4. But Mike Kostek has really struggled to get, this longer run speed in this point of the race, and this is where Alex Penn really excelled last week, and you can see falling back now. Over about 7.5 seconds for Mike Kostek to Alex Penn. I will say, I'm not sure if he's going to bring up in his interview, but Alex Penn is definitely in a different setup than he's used to racing. I think he's racing in a fold-up chair tonight, but he was very proud of it and said that he was going to have a good night tonight in the fold-up chair, and so far he is. 30 machine. It's a pretty good gap right now over Kostek in second. Justin Ray has caught up to James Allen here. Battle for sixth. Both these cars beat up pretty good, and maybe Jonathan Schwartz might have had an issue here. We'll take a look. Yeah, right there again, Schwartz. It's gonna overcook the corner and gonna tank slap it. I think Michael Cole may have went around as well. See these two still going at it. James Allen and Justin Ray. Justin Ray just not able to get up to James Allen. This is the worst part when you're drivers, when you're stuck behind someone and you're running about the same lap times as them. It's a lot harder to pass than you'd actually think. You can see that he is just right there, but he just can't get the acceleration off the corner, but he might get him right here. Justin Ray with a little bit of a better exit. James Allen, not going to let him have it just yet. You can see that James Allen definitely has better straightaway speed because he has a front end on his car. Justin Ray fails to have a front end. Few drivers coming into the pit lane. Lucas Lyons, Michael Cole. Drivers. Tony Iverson into the pits. So on lap 14, 15, as you see right now. You're on lap 15 of the race. Remember, the end of lap 16 to 17 in this race will be called for the stage break, but again, no caution at the stage break. Here's caught lap car Tyler Johnson. Gonna look to try to get past him here. James Allen coming in the pits this time. Tony Iverson going out. Alex Penn still our leader. Remember, we are on lap 15 out of 40. So we'll see when these drivers decide to come in and pit. Alex Penn has an 8.7 gap right now. Alex Penn's going to come in this time, so we'll see what happens here. Because if Mike Kostek also comes in, Mike Kostek's also going to come in. See if we can watch David Farmer. Farmer has 9 seconds back to Schwartz. And you can see David Farmer coming in. Here comes Jonathan Schwartz. Then Schwartz also going to come in. So about everybody up front coming in this time by. Looks like maybe they maxed out where they can go. And you can see Alex Penn already going on the right sides by the time Kostek gets into his box. And there's David Farm. So Alex Penn's going to come out of the pits here. And Daniel Cunningham right now in that 5th place. Daniel Cunningham's actually going to stay out here. So watch for Daniel Cunningham comes out because he's gonna get past Jonathan Schwartz and David Farmer. And this is our stage break after this lap here. At the completion of this lap, remember, field is frozen. And they will receive their stage points from where they finish. Justin Ray and Jonathan Schwartz going at it, but Jonathan Schwartz able to get by. And Jonathan Schwartz into the barrier. Not what Jonathan Schwartz wanted. Adam Lancaster in the pits. See Alex Penn. So it's going to be kind of interesting, though, because Daniel Cunningham is not going to be in third place because he'll probably have to pit. Let's see where it's at, where he's at. As you see, Alex Penn still out front. A gap actually lowered, though. Gap down to 7.4 seconds. David Farmer all over Daniel Cunningham. Oh, and David Farmer is going to give him a bump. See, Daniel Cunningham looks like he might be going into pit this time by. But Alex Penn's going to be your stage winner. James Allen looks like he had some pretty big contact here. So yeah, Alex Penn is going to be our stage winner tonight. They'll receive that extra playoff point. Alex Penn, our points leader, too. He's had a great start to the season. One at Auto Club. One in Mid-Ohio. Trying to put Chicago off that list. 8 seconds now over Mike Kostek. David Farmer, 13 seconds back of Mike Kostek. 21 seconds back of the leader. Now, I will say is that sometimes mistakes are inevitable. So we'll see. Alex Penn, you know, he has to get through this entire race without making a mistake. And if he makes one mistake, Mike Kostek is there. And see, Alex Penn stuck behind the lap car of Adam Lancaster. The gap is now down less than 7 seconds. Really can never count that 8 car out. A lot of drivers pitting. Made most of their pit stops. Sean Kostritza in the pits right now. See him getting his service. See the gap between Mike Kostek and Alex Penn. 7 seconds separates first and second right now. In the beautiful streets of Chicago. Ooh, James Allen with a problem. It's the second to last corner. Looks like he might have nosed it in the wall, and here comes Justin Ray. These two are battling before pit stops, and it looks like they're going to sit here and battle after pit stops. 23 to go for Alex Penn. Man, Justin Ray was sideways off of that corner. Oh, and that's our third place car, David Farmer. And oh, that's going to be close. Jonathan Schwartz going to move into third place. Let's see what happened here to David. He was running third place, and he's going to get into this corner, and that thing is just going to come around right on him. Really much you could do in that situation once the car starts to go around. It really goes around on it. Like Kostek gets around Adam Lancaster. That puts him about 10 seconds back of Alex Penn. Alex Penn really putting on the cruise control now. He has increased his gap to 10 seconds after the last few laps. Put 4 seconds between him and Kostek. 3 seconds, that is. Lap cars here for Alex Penn to deal with. That's Nick Haysha in front of him. You see Nick Haysha's just going to run his line too, being very respectful, but going to make him work for it. Justin Ray and James Allen, these two are still going at it. Man, like, James actually has lost his hood. This is the last time that we've seen him. Justin still doesn't have a nose, so these two battling pretty hard, though, for 6th place. You know, if you're James, you know, you're really trying to do your best to keep him in your mirror, and then if you're Justin, you have to be so frustrated. Been behind him for a little bit now, and you see side by side into turn 6. Gonna go down this downhill part. It looks like James has the run here, and he will come up in front of Justin. You see Justin all over him. They go into this half circle portion of the track. 11 seconds now between first and second, but there's less than a few inches between these two. Justin Ray really wants to make a move on him. You can see him really pushing his nose in there. Sean Kastritza makes the pass for 11th. The 46 machine is Lancaster. Oh, Tyler Johnson goes around off of turn 2. Saw it there live. Oh man, there was another car in turn 6 or turn 2 that went around. I kind of caught him in the background. Lucas Lyons. This is actually turn 1. Bang! A massive hit. Let's see. Go to the cockpit really quickly. Let's see what happened here, because he went in there heavy. Probably gonna see him. Yeah, that car just never got slowed down. Tyler Johnson, or Lucas Lyons, that is. Definitely going to hurt the front of that car. Back here, James Allen able to put a gap now between him and Justin. The gap is only about 2 cars, but it's more than it's been for a while. Jonathan Schwartz and David Farmer still pretty close to one another. Matt Grenier's up to the bumper now of Lucas Lyons. Ryan Terry maybe going to try to make a move here around bid speed. Battle for 15th. Yeah, these guys might be a little bit further back in the field, but a lot of drivers come in with goals for tracks. You know, a lot of these drivers right here just say, you know, I hate road courses. They would love a top 15. This top 15 spot is pretty valuable for these guys. You can see them really racing hard. Right behind them, you see the 2nd place car of Mike Kostek, as he has a lot of traffic to go through here. Like Ben's just gonna let him on by, but he still has Brian Terry in front of him. Michael Cole, like he went around going in the 2nd to last corner. Tony Iverson in that 24 machine. See, Sean Kastritza has now been able to put some distance between him and Adam Lancaster. Ooh, Ooh, got loose there. Here comes Adam Lancaster with a run back. Twelve and a half seconds now separate your leaders. See Sean Kostritza trying to hold off Adam Lancaster. Allen for the 11th place position. Sean Kostritza again up 3 positions from a starting spot. Having a good night so far in that 46 machine. As you can see him get really loose in the entry of that corner. Adam Lancaster maybe going to try to make a move here, and he gets into that wall a little bit. See Adam Lancaster all over the 46 machine. Like Justin Ray was finally able to get around James Allen for the 6th place position. Justin had been behind James for northward of probably like 10 laps, but he finally was able to get it. James getting the wall there, so Justin able to kind of carry on. Right now, Alex Penn, our leader. He's got 12 seconds on Kostick, and then 35 on Schwartz, 39 on David. By now, our top 8 cars are on the lead lap. Matt Grenier, our first car, 1 lap down. Lucas Lyons right now in that 8th place position, right there in front of Alex Penn. 18 laps to go here. Based off their first pit stop, making it around 15 laps. Probably see these drivers come in around 10 to go for their final set of tires, last pit stop. Adam Lancaster kind of caught Sean Kostritza again. Maybe he'll try to make a move here. Man, Adam Lancaster cooked that corner, but got it slowed down in time before he hit the wall. Gonna put a second between him and Kostritza. Oh no, looks like maybe David Farmer with some more troubles here. And yeah, looks like he's gonna bounce off. This is the second to last corner. Overshoots the runway and wha-bam. Michael Cole also has an issue in that very same corner. Alex Penn going through the half circle. Nothing really around him right now. He's increased that gap to 15 seconds. Over him and Mike Kostick. Now the first 17 cars, or the first 7 cars, are the only cars on the lead lap. You kind of see where Alex Penn is right now. He's going into turn 1. James Allen is just out of turn 2. Really the gap between those two. So it looks like Alex Penn will have a little bit before he catches any more cars, but maybe Michael Cole just had another quick issue. Let's see, Tyler Johnson right now in 14th. Go ahead and go through our field so far. First place, Alex Penn. Led almost every single lap. I believe maybe Daniel Cunningham. No, I don't think he actually ever led a lap. I think Alex Penn has led every single lap. Mike Kostick right now in that 2nd place position. Just a little bit less than 16 seconds back of Alex Penn. Jonathan Schwartz right now occupies that 3rd place position. Up 9 positions from where he started tonight. David Farmer, you see, has lost the nose of that car in that 4th place position. Daniel Cunningham right now in that 5th place spot. 6th goes to Justin Ray. 7th right now, but in the pits is James Allen, maybe looking to make his last stop of the night. Lucas Lyons right now in that 8th place position, also coming in this time by. Matt Grenier is going to take over that position. Nick Haisha right now, after a few issues starting the race, is in 10th in that top 10 spot. Don Kostritza right now in 11th. Adam Lancaster right behind him in 12th. Tony Iverson right now running 13th. Tyler Johnson running 14th. Like he has some issues. And Tony Iverson also with an issue. Both drivers we were just on. Not meaning to give them some bad luck there, but both of them just wrecked. Brian Terry in 15th at the moment. And Speed in 16th. 17th is going to go to Michael Cole. Right now, he is our last car in the race. Is Jim Ott, our only car right now that is not in the race. Alex Penn right there, our leader tonight right now with 15 laps to go. So we'll probably see these drivers start coming to the pits here in the next 5 or so laps. Alex Penn will probably just kind of run until Kostek pits. More than likely, he has no rush to go into the pits. And really, at this point, if you're Alex Penn, you just don't make any mistakes. Man, this is such a beautiful track. I love this track in Chicago. Such a beautiful scenery here. And it's so fun when you're driving around because, you know, I've had a lot of people ask me, do you see all the backdrop whenever you're racing? And the simple answer is yes. You know, and honestly, when you go around tracks, sometimes it's good to look at things, and usually you don't like looking at different cars around you, but here, I mean, you just can see everything around you. It's beautiful, just like Sonoma. If you ever go to Sonoma Raceway, we'll go there in a few weeks. Scenery's awesome there. That is in an area where there's nothing around it. And here, there's a lot around this track. So really cool overall. See all the sponsors hanging high on the fencing. Cunningham in the pits right now from that 6th place position. Lucas Lyons able to get around Adam Lancaster for 10th at the moment. One car with issues right there. That's Brian Terry. That is in the downhill section of the track. Tony Iverson also with issues. That's off of turn 4. Turn 5, that is. Jonathan Schwartz in the pits this time. His last stop of the day. See Mike Kostek right now. Like, Don Kostritza's going to go into the pits. Allen's going to make that pass around Matt Grenier for 7th. See the 2nd place car of Mike Kostek right now. That 8 machine, James Allen, maybe with a little bit fresher tires. Underneath Mike Kostek. Oh, that's going to be tight through there, turn 6. And that's fresh tires against old tires. Mike Kostek, though, that gap is over 20 seconds now back from Alex Penn. So even if he pits earlier than Alex Penn, he probably would not do much for that 8 machine. At this point, though, I think that he's kind of accepted that position. Mike Kostek looks like he's going to come into the pits this time. But yeah, really, Mike has just kind of accepted second place at the moment. This is all said and done. We'll see where Alex Penn is out at compared to these drivers, but 12 laps to go. I'll probably expect to see Alex Penn in the next 2 or 3 laps. He's been quick tonight. Board here with Alex Penn. And if he makes his pit stop here, I really hope he makes his pit stop this lap, because you'll really see how hard it is to make your way into pit lane. Man, Alex Penn does such a great job of keeping that car on that wall. It is so hard to keep it on that wall. There's just so many bumps, and the second you hit the throttle, rear end of the car just wants to jump out on you. He does a great job keeping that car so easily held. Yeah, you can see right there. That's how hard it is. That pit lane really does catch you very quickly. And yes, Daniel Worthington, you are right. Everyone is ready for Richmond next week. I will say I've already done a few Richmond races this week, and I love it. Oh, Brian Terry with an issue, I think. Yeah. It's all that in the background of those guys. And Speed's going to get around him, but Mike Kostek, and there's David Farmer. Right behind them, but David Farmer, though, I believe is not pitted yet. The machine still needs to come in for service. Alex Penn was in for his service. He just comes out of pit lane right now. Really your gap back to Mike Kostek, so a little while to go. Well, 18 drivers for Chicago Street Course. Yeah, I think all 18 of them coming out here tonight. Racing at this track very hard. You see McNair coming out of the pits. Very difficult track. Just because of how touchy it is, but definitely a very unique track. Long straightaways into hard braking corners that are super tight. Not really another track like it. David Farmer into the pits. You see him and Justin Ray. Justin Ray is actually going to move up into that 4th place position past David Farmer. Battle right there for 4th place, so about a second gap between these two. Adam Lancaster right now occupies that 10th place position. 17 machine right ahead of him. You see Matt Grenier, 6th car Tyler Johnson in the middle of him. And David Farmer and Justin Ray. Farmer's actually going to be able to make that pass right there. On board with Sean Kostritza here. We'll maybe watch his differences between Alex Penn. He definitely just a little bit more off throttle time, I would say, but again, very smooth. Yeah, Iverson looks like he had hit the wall pretty hard there. Sean Kostritza just nice and easy getting it in and through the corner. Nice and smooth with it. That's what you got to do with this track. You know, this whoever drives it a little bit there. But I was kind of talking a little bit about this yesterday in the truck race. Is that, you know, we're at 10 to go now. We get to this point in the race where there's just a lot of fatigue, whether it's mental or physical fatigue. And once you're this far into the race, The car's pretty beat up. You have a little bit of feeling for the track, so you really feel like you could just push a little bit harder. You're trying to push for that position in front of you, which forces you into a mistake. A lot of mental fatigue here when it comes to these tracks, and you know, sometimes it makes you make a decision that's not ideal. But then there's also the physical fatigue. I mean, you've been turning right and left now for over an hour. At this point, you know, your arms hurt, your backs start to ache a little bit. You know, you kind of got to stretch out sometimes, and sometimes it forces you into a mistake as well. A lot of opportunities to make a mistake coming up here, and probably the most important part of the race. This is where you can solidify your starting or your finishing position. Alex Penn right now has a load of drivers in front of him here that he's going to have to make his way around. But the good thing for Alex Penn is that he has 25 seconds almost back to Mike Kostek. It's really not a passing opportunity through here, and this is going to be risky for Alex Penn. Yeah, he probably maybe wait till we get onto the front stretch. Able to make that pass around pit speed. Got the drivers of James Allen and Brian Terry ahead of him. James Allen maybe looking to stay on the lead lap. Brian Terry, he was already 2 laps down. 3 laps down, that is, but be able to make the pass there pretty easy. But Ben Speed and Brian Terry still battling for that 15th position. These two have been together for a while. Trying to go for this top 15 like I was talking about. Means a lot for both drivers. We'll battle it out there, but Alex Penn still trying to make his way around James Allen. James Allen, though, right now in that 6th place position. You see James lets him right around. Alex Penn still has a 23.5 second lead right now over Mike Kostek. Looks pretty nice and clear around Mike Kostek right now. Not a car in front of him, not a car behind him, and that's what you love having at this track. Adam Lancaster in the pits, same thing with Tony Iverson. Acacia right now running in 10th tonight, doing a great job in this 28 machine. And I hope that y'all have enjoyed the broadcast tonight. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button. Michael Cole might have had a quick issue. Now Jonathan Schwartz here. Alex Penn now really just kind of setting sail. Issue there for Michael Cole, and oh, that's not a good part of the track, and there goes Mike Kostek. Mike Kostek is going to get into Michael Cole right there. Not sure what happened. We'll take a look and maybe see a better look, and maybe just a little bit of a wheel hop there. Yeah, just tries to enter, is going to hit the wall hard, and then he's going to try to gas it up and turn in the corner. Is going to hit the wall there, and look at Mike Kostek. Nowhere to go. That's going to put him a few more seconds behind Alex Penn. There, Alex Penn has 7 laps to go. 27-second lead now for Alex Penn. Tyler Johnson in front of him, or beside him, that is now. Tyler Johnson running in that 13th position, up 4 positions from where he originally started. Thank you, Charlene. Always good having you here every week. John Kostritz has put in a very good night tonight for you. Up in that 11th position. Michael Cole around off the final corner. See a lot of cars really missing their front ends tonight. They might have more cars missing their front ends than they actually have it. See, Ed Speed has his, but right there ahead of him, Justin Ray missing his. James Allen doesn't have one. David Farmer decided to drop his off. Lucas Lyons without his front end. Michael Cole. A lot of drivers without their front ends, but Alex Penn, 6 laps to go for him as he's looking to close in on that 5 lap to go mark. Lap 35, and you can see him catch Daniel Cunningham. Daniel Cunningham running 5th. Oh, Nick Hacia around in turn 2. Maybe looks like he overdrove the entry a little bit. And it more looked like he just got loose. Maybe wheel hop there, kind of came around on him. Keeps it going though, and is in 10th place. Kostritz right now 11th. There's Adam Lancaster in that 12th position. So Alex Penn gets around Daniel Cunningham. Top 4 on the lead lap. Alex Penn, Mike Kostek, Jonathan Schwartz, and David Farmer. David Farmer going down that downhill section while Alex Penn's coming out of turn 4. So more than likely our top 4 will stay on the lead lap. I said that, David Farmer looked like he might have had an incident there a bit ago, but Jonathan Schwartz running very solidly right now in that 7th place spot. One of our fellow Cup drivers, one of my former teammates. John Schwartz is really good anywhere you go. He's doing a good job stepping in tonight. 36 seconds behind the leader. Running really good lap times. It's actually the fastest car on the track last lap by 6/10, so 7 cars looking pretty quick. Well, 33 that is. There's 7 on the board, but 36 seconds back with 4 laps to go isn't really going to do too much though for him here. Is Alex Penn still our leader? Michael Cole on pit road has been in there for 70 seconds for that pit stop. So he's been in there for a little bit getting service done. Alex Penn is going to be able to get around Adam Lancaster. That's going to put Adam Lancaster's 2nd lap down tonight. Kostek still gonna running very well in the 2nd place. Gonna be just like last week. Alex Penn, Mike Kostek 1-2. Mike Kostek, a very good road racer, and he's showing it tonight. And Schwartz the same. 10 seconds back on Mike Kostek now. A little bit less than that. So Schwartz has been very quick, and he's really shown it. Just don't think he's going to have enough time to catch Mike. Alex Penn is going to be able to take that 3 lap to go, that is. Because, you know, if you're not really up there right now, you're really wishing this race would just end here. And this right here's a battle for 7th. Matt Grenier and Lucas Lyons. And Grenier's going to be able to get around Lucas Lyons. Grenier moves up into that 8th place spot. Good job for that 15 machine. One of the cleanest looking cars out here. Looks pretty damaged, but not bad. Look at these two going at it again. Man, James Allen and Justin Ray have just not been able to get off of one another this race. Since the first pit stop, like even a little bit before the first pit stop, these two have been around each other. They're battling for 6th right now, too. A lot of points on the line. I mean, 1 point, but that 1 point might mean a lot, you know, later in the season. As right now, for looking at James Allen, you know, James Allen right now sits 2nd in points, and he has a win, so he's locked into the playoffs. But Justin Ray right now in 9th, he does not have a win. So, you know, Justin Ray, this point could be pretty valuable for him, as he's sitting, I think, around 9th in points. Oh, James Allen is sideways. He's going to be able to save it, and that's where it comes down to these, you know, straightaways being so narrow is helpful. And you can see Justin Ray is going to maybe try to give him a bump there. 2 laps to go for Alex Penn in that 30 machine. The battle right now is on for 6th place. Justin Ray all over the back bumper of James Allen. You see, James Allen is in the wall and Justin Ray is sideways, man. These two are putting on a show for us tonight here. They've been doing this the entire race. Right now, our gap from 1st to 2nd, Alex Penn and Mike Kostek, over 30 seconds. But from 2nd to 3rd, Jonathan Schwartz within 8.5 seconds. But again, not enough time probably to get there. You see, now James Allen has to get around the lap car of Tyler Johnson. Follows will be James Ray, and you can see how close they're going to get, but now since James Allen has passed, this is not what James Ray needed, but Tyler's going to do a good job, get out of the way, and let these two battle for it. You can see he wants it, too. Justin Ray really wants to get that quarter, but the white flag is out now for Alex Penn. Go back there and watch those two before this race ends. Oh! Alex Penn wrecks from the lead. And Sean Kostritza around in front of him. I'm not sure if maybe he wrecked from Sean Kostritza, but you see Kostritza right there just overshoots the corner. And Alex Penn overshoots it. But I don't think that's going to hurt him that much, but it didn't hurt Sean Kostritza either. Sean Kostritza still in 11th. Alex Penn still in 1st. That gap went down a little bit, but not enough. Tyler Johnson around. That's off at turn 2. Here's our 3rd place car right there, Jonathan Schwartz. Mike Kostek, though, still has 23 seconds, so you would need Alex Penn to probably do that at least 3 more times. I'm not sure, maybe he was trying to judge his braking off of Kostritza or not, but Alex Penn makes his first mistake on the final lap. Oh no! James Allen goes around, and that's going to allow Justin Ray to get there, and let's see what happens here. You see Justin Ray is going to get to that outside, and you can see James Allen wheel hops, and right there, Rex, and that's going to give Justin Ray that, but off the final corner tonight. You can see Alex Penn really drifting it around for us, giving the viewers something to watch, but Alex Penn will win the Chicago Street Course. Good job for that 30 machine as he gets his 2nd win in a row. Mike Kostek in 2nd right now in that 8 machine. We'll go on the final corner for the last time tonight. Mike Kostek is going to bring home that 8 machine in 2nd place. Jonathan Schwartz right there. 9 seconds back of Mike Kostek is going to finish that machine up. 3rd tonight. David Farmer, our last driver on the lead lap. Watch David Farmer go around and finish out his lap. Right behind him is Ben Speed, but I believe Ben Speed is... No, Ben Speed might still have one more lap left in him. Get around here. David Farmer. Gonna bring that 84 machine off of the final corner one last time. He'll be happy to see that checkered flag. But tonight's win goes to Alex Penn. Take that car around here. Alex Penn, our winner tonight, will probably go and do some burnouts for us. But while we let him do his burnouts, we have a. I guess we're waiting for drivers to finish up their last laps here. I believe Brian Terry is one of them that we have to wait for, but we'll be able to get our race results are now finally up, so we'll be able to do our race results here. There they are. Alex Penn burning it down into the wall. That's a little embarrassing, Alex Penn. But nevertheless, he won the race. Alex Penn tonight is going to win the race. Mike Kostek second, Jonathan Schwartz third. Fourth, it's going to be David Farmer. Fifth, Daniel Cunningham. Sixth, Justin Ray. Seventh, Jimmy Allen. Eighth is going to be Matt Grenier. Lucas Lyons ninth, and Nick Hasia is going to round out our top 10 tonight. Sean Kastritza in 11th. Tyler Johnson 12th. Brian Terry 13th. Ben Speed 14th. Adam Lancaster 15th tonight. Tony Iverson 16th. Michael Cole 17th. 18th is going to go to Giamott. That will round out our field tonight. So what we're going to do is that we're going to let these guys finish up doing their burnouts, whatever else they'd like to do. But we're going to go on a quick commercial break, but please do not leave just yet. We have a few interviews coming up. We're going to interview our top 3 drivers tonight. Alex Penn, Mike Kostek, and Jonathan Schwartz. So please stay around if you'd like to listen to what they have to say about their race. But we're going to go on a commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, so we are back here in the Bluegrass Iracing Xfinity Series. And we have our top 3 in the booth. So we'll go ahead and grab our first driver tonight. Hey, Jonathan Schwartz, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, John, you started 12th tonight. Had to make your way through the field. I believe as a cup driver, you have to start from the back, but you made your way up to 3rd tonight. Looked pretty good there. Had a few incidents where we caught you getting into the wall pretty hard, but nevertheless, you were able to make some good passes and finish 3rd tonight. So tell us about your race.
Yeah, well, first of all, I got to give a shout out to everyone for lap 1 and turn 1. I feel like we did a pretty good job keeping it clean. I know how chaotic that can be. So there was a little bit of chaos, I think in the 4th corner or something with some guys spinning around, but I felt like trying to keep it clean mostly in turn 1 is the biggest deal, and I feel like we accomplished that. So just give a shout out to everyone for being able to manage as well as they could at the start. Obviously, fighting through the field was quite challenging, but I think it was also fun and good practice for tomorrow, if I do get into traffic, and also just dealing with lap cars versus cars for position at the start there. Definitely a really challenging track to pass, because if you overshoot anything, you get in the wall, which I experienced a bunch. But gotta give a shout out to James Silvers for being able to put together this GG's paint for me. It looks awesome, and I hope I was able to represent it pretty well, getting it on the podium. But yeah, great shout out to Mike and Alex. Those guys are super fast. But I do want to mention that I respect everyone for showing up, and I'm happy that you got a pretty big field tonight. I just feel like, especially at road courses, I like that we've kind of taken out the caution for stages. I feel like that's allowed us to get a bit more strategy in. I feel like that's a good step. Another step that we see a lot of real life road series do. I mean, F1 has this thing called the 107% rule, and that's, I think, if you're within 107% of the fastest lap in qualifying, you're able to continue. If not, like you're kicked out or not able to start. And I think most of the guys were within that 107%, but it's okay. It's understandable for people to get 1 or 2 laps down, but when you start getting 3 laps down and they're just kind of spinning, it's not just a combination on them being a danger, but even if they are keeping it clean, oftentimes like they're braking so much earlier than you are that it's like you're almost in a different class and you don't know whether they're going to turn in or you're going to end up getting the corner. And so it's like it's kind of dangerous in the way that you're going to end up dive bombing them, not intentionally, just because your brake point is so significantly different than theirs in so many corners. So I don't exactly know what the right approach for that is, but it definitely was a bit of a challenge. But nonetheless, I feel overall everyone was pretty good with being able to let people by. Um, and so, yeah, I mean, everyone had to deal with the same traffic, and so I feel like it wasn't like I was the only one in that situation. So kudos to everyone for being able to manage traffic as well as they did. And I'll gotta give a shout out as well to David Farmer. If we were gonna have a good battle until he had that spin, and bit unfortunate for him. But yeah, that was it was pretty happy to get the result.
Well, tomorrow night you have the Cup car here, and it's going to be pretty tough. Cup car definitely a little bit wider. So, what are you going to have to do to maybe try to win this race tomorrow night?
Yeah, tomorrow, the cars, while they are a lot larger, it seems that the tires seem to work better on the longer run, where they seem to actually get faster in a way, where the rears just kept burning up and you kept having to manage the wheel spin. So I think the combination of like the diffuser giving a bit more downforce on those cars, it makes it harder to pass, but it makes it easier to make mistakes or makes it easier to handle the car and prevent mistakes. So definitely excited because I felt this was a bigger challenge than tomorrow, and I'm hoping we'll be able to get even closer racing. So,
All right, buddy. If you have any family, friends, teammates, sponsors you would like to shout out, the floor is yours.
yeah, I just want to give a final shout out to Cornerstone Motorsports. I'm excited to see how we can uh, do tomorrow, and looking forward to the rest of the season and the playoffs.
All right, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow night here on the Bluegrass Iracing Cup Series. So, we'll see you then.
Yeah, thanks, Mikey.
That was Jonathan Schwartz, our third place finisher tonight. And we're going to go ahead and pull up our second place finisher. Hey, Mike Kostek, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, kind of what happened last week. He started second, and again, fell second to Alex Penn, but nevertheless, pretty good overall. We saw you have a lot of speed. You were definitely able to keep the gap down a little bit compared to last week. So go ahead and tell us about your race.
Um, yeah, I mean, he was in a league of his own again. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out some where I'm losing the speed at, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty interesting trying to get through some of the lab traffic. It was hit or miss on whether they were gonna play nice or not. So besides that, is trying to keep it off the wall and keep from doing anything stupid. So
And we definitely saw some instances there where a few lap cars had got around in front of you, and you had to do some good avoidance. But nevertheless, that car looked pretty clean, and right now you're seventh in points. So, but you have a win though, which is very nice. But we're going to Richmond and Iowa next week. So, what do you have to do to win those races?
um, yeah, I'm not sure. Probably put some practice time in because I'm losing. Not real far off pace, but I'm losing speed somewhere to these guys. So I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong and try to close that gap up a little bit.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations on your second place finish tonight. So, if you have any family, friends, sponsors, teammates you'd like to thank, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for doing the broadcast. Jason for putting on the league. Cody for doing his race control gig tonight, and my teammates at JC Motorsports. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week, Mike.
All right, man. Thanks.
This is our second place finisher tonight, Mike Kostek. 2 weeks in a row that he's been able to finish second, but I'm going to go ahead and pull up our winner here, Alex Penn. Hey, Alex, you got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, 2 weeks in a row, 2 road courses. You seem to be the dominant car, and you had it down again tonight. Um, definitely, you looked pretty good out there. You kept it clean until you decided to nose it into turn one wall on the final lap, which we did get on broadcast. But tell us about your race
Yeah.
tonight. We know that you're in the foldable chair, and you're still fast, nevertheless.
It's been an interesting race. It's not the most comfortable of chairs, I will say, and I got a blanket currently protecting the wall in front of me. And so every time I hit the brakes or I get some force feedback, the whole thing just shifts around me. Um, but nevertheless, it was a pretty fun race. I'm just not really sure what happened going into turn one on the last lap there.
Yeah, we saw Sean Kastritza kind of go around there in front of you and hit the wall, so not sure if maybe it was kind of avoidance. But nevertheless, you were the first
Oh no, that was
driver.
100% me.
There you go. But you're the first driver to 3 wins here this season. This is your fifth top five of the season, and you have a pretty comfortable points lead over James Allen. But David Farmer finishing ahead of him tonight, I think will move into that second place. But we go to Richmond, I believe, next week, then Iowa. So I know we're going off the road courses, but what do you have to do to keep continuing this winning streak?
Um, believe that the winning streak is probably going to come to an end here, but we're definitely going to look to keep the momentum going for sure. Uh, I think we're just going to try and keep up the good practice we've been doing the last couple of weeks and get some good strategies going as well.
So really quickly, just because I know a lot of people out there really want to know, what do you do to win these road courses? Like, what do you mainly focus on? Whether it's saving the rear tires, but it doesn't look like you save the rear tires because you're just going around the track so fast. So, like, what's your strategy to winning these road courses?
Well, one thing I noticed a lot here is because of the bumps, if you could carry more mid corner speed, it would actually help the rear tires not get so loose because they wouldn't have to push as hard trying to get a drive off a corner.
Gotcha. Well, congratulations for the second week in a row and getting your second win in a row and your third win of the season. So, you have any teammates, sponsors, family, friends you'd like to thank? Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely you for putting on the broadcast, Cody for doing race control tonight, and Jason running the whole league and putting the show on. And for Cornerstone, those guys up there, Justin, David, and John subbing in for Finley tonight. Um, those guys did great. I think we're going to set another new record like we did last week for team points in a single race. But for sponsors, I'd like to thank Aerial Professionals of Western North Carolina, Function Junction Smoke Shop, GG's of Waynesville, North Carolina, Mountain View Detailing on the hood tonight. Glad we were able to keep that on the hood after
Yeah.
we hit the wall on turn
You
one,
barely kept it on the
and
hood.
and then Waynesville Tire as well.
All right. Well, congratulations on your win tonight. Go celebrate and please go stretch out your back because I know that folding chair was probably not comfortable. But congratulations again, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Thanks, Mikey.
All right. So you heard it there from our top three drivers. And, this was another pretty good race. And one thing that Jonathan brought up is that, this field was pretty good tonight. Sometimes a lot better than what you're used to. And these drivers, these Xfinity drivers come out every week and they give it their all and they do a great job. So a very successful week, I would say. But Alex Penn picks up his second win in a row as we go to Richmond next week. But tomorrow night, we have the Bluegrass Iracing Cup Series with Steve McMillan. So make sure that y'all come back and tune in tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be here for the Cup Series, and they'll be back here in Chicago. I will be back next Monday, as we will be going to Richmond for the Bluegrass Truck Series and Xfinity Series and Cup Series. So make sure that you tune in next week. But again, tomorrow night, the Bluegrass Iracing Cup Series here at Chicago. So I hope that all of y'all enjoyed the stream tonight. I had a blast watching these guys go around the Chicago street course. It was so much fun to watch, but hope that y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you tomorrow night here on the same channel. So everyone, have a good night.